Let's talk about a book title, all right? How to Cook a Wolf. If a wolf was around and it was the only thing you had to eat, you would not want to buy this book. The brilliant writer MFK Fisher wrote this book in 1942, How to Cook a Wolf. And it's all about making sure that there's adventure in your kitchen, even if there's not a lot of money in the wallet.
Well, the reason I picked it up today is because there is a wolf at all of our doors. You know, we can't afford to go out to eat as much as we have been. And everyone, I think, is wanting to cook at home, whether they know how to cook or whether they're just learning. Everyone is going shopping and they're buying ingredients and trying to figure out what to do with it. And that's what I thought, well, let me see what MFK Fisher had to say about a very similar time. She wrote this book, like you said, in 1942. It was World War II.
Food rationing?
Food rationing, but she had just come out of the Great Depression. So she had had a very long period of abstinence, but that didn't stop her from enjoying every single thing she put in her mouth. This woman was a sensualist. She loved to eat, and her whole book is how to take something like seaweed or an egg and make it the most delicious thing you've ever had in your life. And I thought, okay, well, we can apply, we can pick and choose and apply this to now. People are eating better now. Now that they're not eating out as much, they're actually eating better because they're intimate with their ingredients. They're seeing what they're cooking, so they know what goes into their meals. And I think that's really important. And that's something that MFK Fisher would endorse. She'd say, know your ingredients, embrace them. You know, it's cheaper to buy a whole chicken than cut up chicken parts. And you also have a more, as we're talking about intimacy, a more intimate experience with your meal. Right. You're cutting it up and you're completely engaged in the process of cooking.
It's partly a DIY, a do-it-yourself cooking manual full of recipes, but it's also this sort of literary invitation to go nuts. How to Catch the Wolf is a chapter title. How to Boil Water is a chapter title. How not to boil an egg. How to rise up like new bread. How to be content with a vegetable love.
She's saying enjoy the process of cooking and then enjoy the process, the fruits of your labor. And that is the most important
All right, so
thing.
what's a 21st century Melissa Clark lesson drawn directly from the pages of this book?
Okay, like I was talking about the chicken, right? There are ways to economize. You want to go to the supermarket and you want to buy fresh, whole ingredients. The more whole and fresh your ingredient is, the cheaper it's going to be, right? So don't start with grated cheese. Go and buy a beautiful block of cheese and grate it yourself. You get to know the cheese better, and you're saving money right there. The point here is go out and cook. This is what I'm trying to tell people is go out and cook, buy something you've never bought before, smell it, taste it, and figure out how to use it. And then that brings us to our cake here.
All right, I'm smelling it. And so this is a puzzle?
This is a puzzle.
This is a reward,
this is a challenge
a gift
for
and
you.
a puzzle.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to take a taste here.
This is what MFK says to bake when you don't have eggs and you don't have butter, but you want to bake a
no
cake.
No eggs, no butter.
No eggs, no butter in that cake.
It smells delicious, great spices.
What's the secret ingredient?
There's a secret ingredient in here?
There's a secret ingredient in that cake, and I want you to tell me what it is.
But,
no, you want to know? Or you want people to find out on the web?
Well, there's nuts.
There's nuts,
dates
figs,
or something. Figs.
Raisins.
It's delicious.
Tons of spices.
I can't believe there's no.
So there's no eggs.
No eggs.
Can't believe there's no
and
eggs.
no butter.
No, there's shortening. But no, just a little bit of shortening. But it really
okay,
is.
So what's the secret ingredient
you want to know?
if it's not sawdust?
Tell me, I can't taste
tomato soup, can of tomato soup.
Wow.
You are kidding.
That's what
Campbell's
I was
tomato
like,
soup.
I was like, there must be pumpkin in here, but
that's what it tastes like, right?
Tomato.
Mary Frances, that's what MFK Fisher was called. She could make the most delicious cake out of a can of tomato soup.
And I'm going to spend the entire newscast with M.F.K. tempting her with this cake. Let's see if
really
she can handle it. All right, here we go.
Passing.
And now, headlines under duress from M.F.K.
Good morning, 22 minutes to the top of the hour. Put that cake back down on the desk, John. Thank you very much. President Obama is making a...
In the M.F.K. Fisher book, it says how to boil water.
Yes.
Do you know how to boil water?
You know, I thought I did till I read that book, and then I realized I really didn't.
What's your recipe for boiling water quickly?
Start slow, go, and then just let it heat. And while that water is boiling, you do something wonderful for yourself, because that's what Mary Frances would do.
Perfect.
Drink your wine.
I knew she'd have an answer.
You know,
Thank you,
enjoy
Melissa.
it.
Take care. Bye.